Hey guys, it's the Injury Bloke here, bringing you simple and effective solutions to all your aches, pains, niggles, nags, injuries, etc, etc. Today, I thought I'd talk a little bit about one of the most common problems I see in my clinic, which is a condition called plantar fasciitis. Difficult to say, even harder to spell. Let's hope you enjoy. Right, here we go. So, I'm going to sound a little bit like a broken record, I think, by now. But always better get an assessment first. Get your assessment, get your diagnosis so you know exactly what you're dealing with. And if you've had your diagnosis and it is plantar fasciitis, because it can be something else, then let's help you deal with it. The most telltale sign is first thing in the morning, you put your foot down, you place the weight onto your heel, and it gives you a sharp, stabbing, burning, horrible sensation, and then you hobble your way across the landing to the toilet. By the time you get to the toilet, it's starting to ease up, and that's just because you're starting to create some movement and some mobility and some suppleness in the tissues, and therefore it gets a little bit less painful at that time. So itis means inflammation, so any condition you ever have that ends in itis means you can have some inflammation with that condition, and hence it can be hot and it can be painful. Let's talk about the main reasons that it comes on, or at least the main reasons that I see the reasons that it comes on, because it can be, again, if you Google search, it can be a multitude of things. So first and foremost is we're down to tight calves. I might have talked about tight calves in other videos, but for plantar fasciitis, if the calves are too tight, you don't get full movement and full mobility through the ankle. The way you move and put your weight through the foot is therefore different, and therefore this can then bring on that condition simply through having tight calves. So stretch your calves, see if that gives you some relief. The other one, which is the a little bit more non-politically correct thing to say, but if you are too heavy, so if you're carrying too much timber, you're putting more weight through the joints, more weight through the limb, and that can bring it on as well. But of course, this can be, this is a sports injury in a lot of cases. And a lot of runners can be very slender, and they still get it. So it could be that that runner has got tight calves, and that can do it. When we move at pace, the amount of weight that goes through our limbs is increased quite dramatically. So if you've got an increase in weight because you're moving faster, on top of repetitive impacts from running, then that can bring it on as well. It's not always down to sport or exercise that can bring this on. It can also be the most silly things, like poor footwear. So I see a lot of people that have been on holiday, might have done more walking, which could be a contributing factor. Excuse me. But it more than likely is that they've been wearing flip-flops. And these flip-flops flop about, don't give you any foot support, and people get plantar fasciitis just from wearing flip-flops on holiday. It can also be that if you've got laminate floor, hard flooring, and you're floating about the house, you're walking around the house with no support on your feet, and that hard floor going straight onto the heel, again, that can cause it as well. So there are silly little things that can do it that you wouldn't think about, because you're not really thinking, really? Does that really do it? But you'd be surprised. So treatment wise at home, what you're going to do, because you want those acute symptoms, you want that inflammation to die down so that you can put your weight onto it, is you're going to try and keep your weight off your foot as much as you can. If that means that you're using a stick to walk around, so what, do it. The other thing you need to be doing is good old ice. So get an ice pack, place it on the bottom of your foot while your foot is elevated, ice pack on the sole of the foot for 10-minute spells, 10 minutes on, 10 minutes off, 10 minutes on, 10 minutes off. If you can do that, that would be brilliant. But again, if you just ice it as much as you can. I've already mentioned that at the beginning that the calves being too tight as it is can be the causative issue. So you need to be stretching your calves loads and loads and loads. You can't stretch too often when you've got something like this. All you can do with stretching is over try and over force. So just with your stretches, with calf stretching, just breathe and relax, be happy, and just let that stretch increase as your body allows you to increase it. Don't try and force through the pain. That's just going to give you more problems. You can buy plantar fasciitis straps. They're elasticated and sometimes have a bit of foam and they push into the arch of the foot. Again, with a lot of these generic over-the-counter products, I don't find them they work for most people. Once symptoms are under control, let's say for argument's sake you're a nurse and you're on your feet all day, and you're wearing your flat shoes and the combination of just time on feet is causing the problem. Once the symptoms are under control, then something like that may help to keep the symptoms minimised, but usually I don't find them much good. You need a proper zinc oxide taping. That is far better. Sometimes people make this condition worse themselves. I see people that have been advised by their friends to get a roller and start rollering under the foot because that's a cure for fasciitis. Actually, the opposite is more true, in that if you start rollering at the wrong time of fasciitis, you'll make it worse. So to be safe, just use ice on there. Once the symptoms are under control, at a later date, as a way of preventing it coming back, rolling might be something that you can do, but I wouldn't go that way. I'd be looking at strengthening the surrounding tissues of the fascia first, because it could be a lack of strength. So it doesn't matter how much you roller it, i.e. massage the foot, you're not actually increasing the strength of the fibres around the foot, and therefore a lack of strength can then be an underlying reason this happens. So you can roller, just do it with caution. It's safer to use ice. So as always guys, thank you very much for watching my video. I hope you found it useful. If you have any requests of videos you'd like to see, subjects you'd like me to cover, just pop them in the comments and I'll get round to them. I'm always a little bit ahead, so I've got videos already ready to upload, so it would be a few weeks away, but by all means drop me a comment and I'll do my best for you. Leave me a thumbs up, leave me a thumbs down. If you don't like the videos I'm doing, tell me why. I'll try and then I'll see if I can improve them. This might be it though, this might be it. And also you can subscribe to get updates on my latest video. Also share would be great. This is just a little bit of a side project for me, a little bit of fun, a little bit of business promotion, and just going to see how it works out. It might work, it might not, but you know, it's all good. So please do share and get this ugly mug out there. That would be appreciated. Take care guys.